Hey everyone, welcome back. Ethan and I are here again to discuss the latest week in Cubs baseball. Uh, Cubs went 3-3 this week against the Mariners and the Padres. Looked pretty good. Had some difficult games in San Diego, but came back strong. Won the weekend games against the Mariners. And overall, 9-6 start to the season. Pretty happy with where things are at so far, I think.
It's been a very interesting run so far. Again, we're only at the start of things. We were looking great with the Rockies. Again, I don't mean to throw that joke out there, but then we get rocky with the Dodgers. The Padres, we only got one game out of it, but I was happy with how the Mariners games kind of shook out. It wasn't like too much of a gap with our scores at the end between those
Yeah,
games.
for sure. I think again, it's early in the season. Patrick Wisdom and Jamison Tyone are coming back off the IL soon, so that should be helpful for depth purposes. Obviously, Justin Steele hopefully soon coming back as well. So we'll see on that front. But I think teams managing the injuries pretty well. They're looking competitive against some pretty good teams. The Cubs schedule, is strong to start, tapers off a little bit at the end. So hopefully they'll be really hot in the second half. But I think overall, I just think it's good to see that the team is being resilient early, even though they've had some struggles, that they've had some injuries. And it's, Craig Counsell's, I think, done a great job as a manager so far.
Now let's kind of finish this up here with a topic that I don't think many people are focusing right now on. Keegan Thompson.
Yeah, I think that um, he obviously came back up this weekend after Julian Merriweather got hurt. So look, everyone around here knows the story about Keegan Thompson. He was arguably the Cubs' best pitcher in 2022. He was expected to be like, the bullpen ace effectively, as the long, sort of swingman. Completely fell apart last year. And now he went into this year. No one knows what's going to happen. He looked okay at AAA Iowa. He's back up because of an injury. He threw two shutout innings in his debut this year. We'll see. I think his fastball velocity is way down. His breaking stuff doesn't have the bite it used to, but this is still a really talented pitcher who's still young. He's still in his 20s. And if he can become an asset in the bullpen again, even at a diminished velocity, that's going to be big for the Cubs to have that kind of depth.
I think it's one of those things. I feel like it's become kind of my catchphrase at this point where it's like only time will tell. And I hate using that phrase. But again, it's like you have to patiently wait to see what's going to happen. And of course, you want to hope for the best, where it's like, of course, you don't want them to you don't want them to shit the bed.
Mhm.
Um, but they might. But I think the Cubs have such a good, we have such good trainers and we have such good coaches. I don't think that's going to happen with Keegan Thompson. But again, based on what we've seen so far, it's a possibility. But again, he's not the worst pitcher we've ever had. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't want it to come off that I have no faith in him. I just think a lot of Cubs fans are very cautious. Where we saw the highest of highs for him in 2022, and we saw the lowest of lows for him last year. So it's just if he can find even a middle ground there, he's a valuable pitcher. If he can get anything close to what he was a couple of years ago, he's super valuable. So we'll see. Right now, he's just an injury fill-in, but I think that obviously, look, when those opportunities open, sometimes those guys, walk right through the door. And if he does that, the Cubs will be in a much better spot bullpen wise.
for now, we always keep our fingers crossed and we keep watching these Cubs games. That's all for us. Let us know what you think in the comments. And as always, let's go Cubs, baby.
Let's go, Cubs.